So mainly we'll be talking about this. This is what I have been doing for the last 3 years. It's my main focus. It's what I have been developing. It's my contribution to the network and to the ecosystem. But to begin with, this is me. I'm Nuno, local. I'm from Lisbon, so this is my neighborhood. Actually, I was born quite close to here, so I'm really here. My journey on the foundation started with this. It was a job posting. I didn't know anyone in the foundation. I just applied to a position, and they hired me. Who knows? So it's possible to try it out and to hire. I haven't had any connection with foundation. I used to work in crypto with a few local projects in Portugal back then, and I joined this team. This is my team. I have been working with them for the past 3 years now. But let's focus a little bit on what I do, Ethereum.org. So what we are not the Ethereum Foundation website. That's mistaking a lot. We are not the foundation website. We are not a marketing platform for Ethereum at all. And we don't shield products. We list a lot of projects, but we don't shield them. Like the idea is to be unbiased as possible and try to list products that do good to the ecosystem. But to begin with, let's take a trip down the memory lane. This was fun to do. So 2013, domain was bought. That's where the whole thing started. 2014, we had this on Ethereum.org. It was about to start something coming soon. But taking into account all the wording, it's really fun to see the wording back then. It's interesting to see how it evolve. 2014, by the end of the year, start the countdown before the crowdfunding in the launch, and all the wording. It's really interesting to see, like already distributed cryptographic ledger, advanced transacting types, like all the wording. It's already there, and it's something that it evolved over time. But it's interesting to follow through. Evolve to something more eye candy. Again, focus a lot on the very core beginning, building the technology. This was huge animation. It was really fun to see. Again, build. It's the main focus. What are we building? Let's building. What is the focus right now on all the ecosystem? It's a lot of building. Like this was 2015. It's interesting to see. 2016 was an outlier. It was like the wild west version. It had this version. It was really interesting to see the evolve of the page. Then through the ICO phase, that booming, this was the look. A lot more corporate. A lot of appealing, a lot of decentralization already in privacy-focused conversation. So it was forming what we know as it is right now. And in 2020, it was the very beginning of what it is today. It was like becoming a learning platform to begin with, starting. And then before I joined the team, this was the page that was created. It has already this beautiful illustration on top. It has a lot of the navigation to learn and to have dev docs on it. It was creating and then evolved when I joined the team. This is the look and feel of the homepage. It was for the 3 years we start building a lot of pages, a lot of experiences inside it. But the dev docs was already there. The translation was already happening. A lot of things was happening. During my era, we evolved a little bit the homepage to have the same thing, but we changed some of the styling. So this is the homepage as it is today on Ethereum.org. We kept it when we redesigned it, just to make it clear that this is the branding that it's already well known. So the illustration was done by Liam Cobb back in the day. He's an amazing illustrator. And starts to be a little bit her brand. I call it brandish because it's a brand awareness. It's used all over the place. It's an open source image. You can use it wherever you want to this image. So it's been used throughout the ecosystem. So it was something that we've tested a little bit, not to change too much the style. We changed the content and we changed a lot of things to be more close to the use cases. We have a lot of information around the use cases, and again, the learning. It's the main focus of the platform and the website. We introduced more dynamic content. We introduced some blog feeds and some events at this point, and we are working to have more dynamic content at this point. It's the focus for 2025. So, what is Ethereum.org? In a nutshell, it's a public open source resource dedicated to Ethereum ecosystem, focused on onboarding users and being a learning platform for all things Ethereum. So this is what we do mostly. It's onboarding new users and focus on new users and focus on delivering knowledge to how to use the network. So it's open and collaborative in the sense that it's open source, everyone can collaborate. We have a huge community that helps build, so the vast majority of the content of the site is built by the community, not by us. So we rely a lot on the community to keep building new pages and keep the content updated. Trusted and unbiased source. So we are really careful when we put up new content to make sure that the content makes sense. It's not biased. It's not deviating somehow the topic. It's really like we have a strong process before having some new content on it, which takes a lot of work, and be accessible to all in the sense that it's global. It needs to be accessible regardless of the device that you have, regardless of the geography. If you're in a country that has low connection somehow, like it's important for you to be able to access. So again, we have three main axes where we like to look at ourselves: community, translations, and content. Those are the most important things that we have today. For contents, so learning, the learning experience is something that we have been improving. We have a lot of dynamic content at this point, dynamic in the sense that simulators and learning processes, like how can you create a wallet, how can you stake, or like all those things we have on the website. Accessibility and new and updated content. This is something that we are always focused. Translations, it's really important for us. It started when I joined the team a little bit, and it has been growing. And we're learning by the KPIs that we have that it's really, it matters to have content in their own language. For learning purposes, it's really important. If you're from China or from India, it's really important to learn on your own language, because some of those geographies don't speak English as much. It is really struggle to learn this hard content, and it's really hard to understand some of the things that we try to learn. So this is probably what we focus most. And then community. We do believe that the community, it's important to start based upon the community. It's more open, and it's a learning process as well. Like if you join the community, you can like post questions, you can reach out to us, you can learn by translating, learn by coding. If you're like fixing your bug as a developer, you learn the content of like it's RPC something. Probably you fix a bug there and you're learning already, you're reading the content. So all those things are journeys to get into the ecosystem. That's how we how you think. So our dilemmas, finding a balance between newbie and complex content. It's something that always struggles us to see, okay, if we target early adopters, middle range or advanced, how can we target the contents? And we have such vast audience, it's really hard. Translations, we have been kind of working with AI translations. We haven't used them yet, probably next year. But it's something that we like, should we use more? How did that feel? And should we rely more on humans or not? And community, it's something that probably, if you have a bug, somehow it's easier for me to fix a bug, but it can take 2 weeks to have the community to fix the bug. So it's the dilemma. I move fast, or have it's like have a community to help us build it. How do we do it? Like quick, we have a team lead, 3 devs, community, 2 designers, 1 translation. This is the team that I show back then. We are probably hire someone for content soon enough. We are testing some areas in content. We had one folk for content last year, and he changed teams. So this year we will looking for more focus on content. We do have yearly goals. So that's how we pitch the leadership of what we want to achieve yearly. We divide in plans, goals. We now do shape up 6 weeks shape up cycles where we have to ship something in the 6 weeks. You know the shape up methodology by the folks. To the several signals, they do that methodology, and they do a lot of asyncs. Tech stack, super simple. Web 2, like this is like super simple static website. So it's easier to onboard if you're a developer. Some curiosities. We have a page that it's a find wallet. It's one of the most complexest pages. We list a bunch of wallets. This is the most popular page that we have. It's by far the one that has more visits. It's the one that you can choose which wallet might suit your profile. We try to list as easy as possible the wallets that we find that are suitable for new users, or if you're looking for something different. Like, it's interesting to see that there's a lot of folks looking for, okay, I need a wallet, which wallet? And we will be ranking on Google up and down, and we help drive a lot of traffic to these wallets. Another thing, we already reached 30% of our page views are non-English, which is really interesting. That's why translation is so important. And if you're building projects, try to think about other language. It doesn't need to be like ours. We have 56 different languages, which is huge, but you don't need to have all of them. But there's a lot of geographies that might be beneficial for your project if you have translated. And this is the proof. It's like, and it's growing. And this is just a simple curiosity. I'm not sure if you can read, but you have like a few RSS feeds, blog, like from Vitalik's, from other places, and the one that has more clicks is the EthStaker one. I don't know why, but EthStaker has a lot of clicks from us. So there's a lot of interesting in staking. I would assume from this perspective. Challenges. So for us, every evolving ecosystem, it's always a challenge for everyone in this room. I like keeping up with the thing. Keep content updated. It's really hard. Things change, and we cannot follow the next thing, and then the thing can change. We need to be careful on how to change. We need to be careful of the content that we put out there. So it's always a challenge for us. Keep unbiased and listening problems. We have a lot of requests, like the wallets page. We have a lot of wallets request us. We want to show there, but we have a listing policy, a strict listing policy that is hard. And you need to be at least 6 months old. You need to have an open source wallet. You need to have a lot of different things. And we list staking services. We list L2s now based on L2 bits. So we do have a lot of these things. And keeping unbiased, it's a long process to have things. Contributor quality, like I said, sometimes the contributions are not that good, and we need to just go over and over again with them. It's a learning process for a lot of the folks that try to help us, and we appreciate that help. SEO dependencies, like any website, we depend a lot of traffic from SEO, so that's a huge thing for us. We list high in Google, and sometimes Google changes the way they do it. We drop a little bit, and we can see that on the numbers. So SEO, it's really important for us because we drive all the traffic. 80% of our users from our survey don't own crypto, so it's really for early adopters, curiosity and all that stuff. Like folks like, look, what is crypto? And probably we will rank on the top 3 on Google, which keeps us a lot of traffic from new users. That's why we focus on that. And AI, it's like for everyone, it's a huge challenge for the foreseeing future. So for next year, just quick glance. We are really working on evolving the simulators to be Web3 native. So we want to test it out. Like, what if you have a safe environment where you can test, like, mint your first NFT or do your first swap, something like that. Test that experience directly within Ethereum.org. Create that user experience. Is something that we are working right now and try to ship throughout this year, like to make it easier for folks to do the first Web3 experience within the website. A glossary tool is something that we have been working on. We have a huge glossary. The jargon on Web3, it's really hard. It's a lot of words, and we've built a proof of concept already, a tool, but we want to build a tool that can be adopted like for every project and try to make that accessible as much as possible in order to try to drill down all the complicated words that we use and all the different jargon that we use. AI probably to bootstrap translation, so we have been testing a lot of these things. And resource of resources is something that I call that dynamic content that I was showing. Probably have more dynamic content that we can drive traffic the same way to wallets or to L2s. We can drive traffic to other public goods and to other platforms. So be a focal point for other resources might be the thing for 2025 as well. And then contents on the hiring side and SEO optimizations, we need to keep working on that. Almost all in the end. Keep relevant and impactful. Has a website, has a platform. It's challenging. So it's something that we do keep considering. New media, go beyond just the web. How can we make an impact? Probably new media, I don't know, using more simulators, more interactivity, probably video, some other stuff. And the role of AI on all of this. Like, this is something that we keep discussing, but it's the whole web. Like, how is this going to change? We are, in the end, we are a wiki. We have a bunch of dev docs. We have like more than 1,000 pages. And and all that is public. What is the role of AI if you're prompting your experience, like, and our visitors are coming down? Like, what is the role of AI in the near future? So something that we need to consider. So just to finish the thing, like, do you think Ethereum.org is for you? It's one question that I want to leave you guys with. And what would you make you use Ethereum.org the most and be a user? It's something that I want to ask you guys. Just go there and I'll be around and just ping me if you have some answers and like what should it be on the website. And thank you.
Thank you, Nuno. Besides these two questions, we might have time for one question, a different one. These two you can always ask to Nuno, he will be around, but if someone has something that would like to add, can you come closer, please?
Hi. It's more of a documentation question. Did you build some patterns on finding out how to better position the documentation for newbies, middle, people who know more, and then more like hardcore developers? Is there a pattern that you have inside that you developed where you know how to structure the documentation on the page and how should we lead them, these different audience, to the right place where they actually want to be?
So last year we changed the information architecture of the websites and tried to divide a little bit this thing and say if you're more than an expert user, you have the dev docs, you have a developer area, and then you have the learn area, and then cross path as much as possible both of them. Like you start learning the beginning from the most friendly thing. Like, you want to learn more, click here, and then you go to the other document. So cross-posting between pages, I think, is the more effective way to keep the journey going on. So if I have an early, like a beginner level page on, I don't know, staking, and then you can learn a little bit more about the clients or how the clients work, what is staking, you will go to the more in-depth page. So we have two levels of that. That's the only way that we figure out to keep the journey. And okay, if you're interested in learning more, go there.
So breadcrumbing.
A little bit. Like the bottom of each page have some links always to keep learning more, and things get harder and harder in the sense like complex for you. That's the way. So we are building beginner-friendly pages with links to the dev docs mostly. That's how we do it.
Thank you so much, Nuno.
Thank you.